Hi everybody and welcome back. My name's Melissa and this year my goal is to share 365 tips for frugal living. Today's tip is FIFO, or first in, first out. This is something restaurants have used for at least as long as I have worked in them. And that is the theory of if they get a box of peppers on Monday and then another one on Wednesday, the one that they got on Wednesday is going to go behind the one they got on Monday. So they're using what they get first, basically. This works great in your pantry and freezer a couple of times a year, once in the winter, once in the summer. I tend to do a massive clean out where I will try and eat only what I already have in my freezer, which is just a standard top freezer, fridge kind of a thing, and my pantry. I don't have a huge pantry. Let me see if I can turn it. It's kind of crooked here. Sorry. Okay, I don't have a huge pantry. I don't know if you can tell. It is only approximately a box of rice-a-roni deep or 2 cans of vegetables. I'll pull that so you can kind of see. And then, I don't know if you can see the wall back there. Probably not. So I do have the ability to really kind of have eyes on almost everything in my pantry. It does make things a little harder to get lost. So that is beneficial. Now, there are some things I stock up on. We go through a box of pasta, approximately 1 box every 1 to 2 weeks. It is one of our main sides. Our main sides are typically pasta, rice, and potatoes. We will go through potatoes. It really depends. Potatoes, I frequently will get when they're on sale. So like a few weeks back, I got a 5-pound bag of potatoes for 49 cents or 45 cents. I can't remember. It was under 50 cents. So since I was able to get those, we went through a lot of potatoes that week or two. I did experiment with trying to make my own frozen hash browns. It did not work. I do not recommend. I'm not saying you can't. I did try a recipe I found online. I was not happy with the results. Anyways, I digress. So anyways, I have 3 different pastas here. I buy things when they are on sale. The Meyer pasta I either got when it was on sale 10 for 10, or I may have actually paid the $1.09 for it because we were running low on pasta. The other 2 were 99 cents. I got this today, and $1. I got this a few weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago. So even though this is today's pasta, it's not going to go to the back because it actually expires September 1st of 2027 versus September 9th of 2027. So the cremette is the one expiring the last. So that'll go all the way to the back. And then I always try and kind of give myself something to push back against. I kind of like to have a little bit of weight there so that it doesn't all fall. And it kind of, my whole thing's like a Jenga. So then I'll put the prints in, because that's the one that's expiring the second latest. Like I said, these will all be gone way before they expire. And then the Lone Meyer box will go in. Now, by doing first in, first out, and this works in lots of things. When we lived in Southwest Florida and had to be prepared for a hurricane, we typically kept 2 weeks worth of food, worth of canned goods, tuna, SpaghettiOs, vegetables, chili, like random things that, you know, we eat, but not necessarily are huge fans of. And then what we do is we would rotate out. So if we were going to make tuna, we would make the tuna that's already in our emergency kit and just make sure it was replaced before hurricane season hit, so that we're constantly rotating that stock. If a food drive came along for my kiddo and they wanted to take canned goods to school, we would go through the pantry first and just replace what we used. So it all worked quite well with the first in, first out method. The bigger your pantry is, the more important the first in, first out is, because obviously looking here, I believe it or not, I have between my freezer, which is just a top load freezer, and my pantry, I have 2 months worth of food here. It's not that I'm a prepper trying to stock up. It's not that I am like, oh no, what happens if we have another pandemic? It's just that I am really cheap, like really, really, really cheap. So chicken breasts, boneless, skinless chicken breasts, and that's definitely the meat I go through the most, are $2.69 a pound regular price at Meijer. And they go on sale, I would say probably every other week for $2 a pound, and whatever grocery store. And I would say once to twice a month, or I'm sorry, once every month or two, they go on sale for around 99 cents to $1 a pound. And that's when I really stock up. So by using a first in, first out method, and by always having approximately 2 months worth of food, I can wait for those sales to happen. So I don't have to say, oh, I'm out of chicken again this week. I guess I have to go all the way to Meijer, which is like 45 minutes versus, really close. And I have to pay $2.69. I can say, oh, I've got chicken in the fridge, or in the freezer. I don't need to buy it yet. I can wait another week and maybe it'll go on sale next week. And the pasta, the reason I have 3 different brands, I'm not very brand picky with pasta. I mean, there's some I've tried that I don't like the bagged pasta. There's one brand that I really like and it was really good, and there was another brand that I really hated. It was really gummy. Anyways, I digress. So because I bought it for $1, I think the cremette was $1 a box and the Prince was 99 cents a box. And yes, again, the Meijer brand I can get all day long for $1.09 a box if I need to, but then I have to go, oh, Aldi pasta, that's the one I don't like. Aldi doesn't have a good angel hair. So that's why I do prefer to buy this. And Aldi's actually more expensive than getting the name brand on sale. So I have plenty of sides in here. I have plenty of variety even. I have enough food that I can make chili, which'll stretch my meat. I have probably 15, maybe even 20 pounds of chicken in there between boneless, skinless chicken breast and some bone in. I have pork. I have, I think, a steak. But I do, like I also said, I will do, or maybe I didn't say, I'm sorry, this is like the 17th take because it is so stinking hot in my kitchen. For some reason, even though the heat's set to 63, it's 66 degrees in here, and I'm like, ah. So yeah, turn on your thermostat and you'll get used to it. But anyways, every January, February, right around there in the winter, and June, July, August, right around the middle of summer, I will just eat everything in the freezer and the pantry to kind of try and get rid of most of it. I'll still grocery shop during that time. I'll still buy what's on sale, but that way I am pulling everything that I already have to the front. It's not going bad. It's not getting frostbite in the freezer. It's not getting stale in the pantry. It's not getting gross in any way. And I'm able to do that and still save money. So even though I'm not worried about they say each American household wastes approximately 40%, or each American has 40% food waste. About 20% is in your household and about 20% is at the food factories. So you can't control the waste at the food factories. I mean, to some extent you can choose to not buy those ultra processed foods and that will reduce some of the waste. But we're not going to get grocery stores to sell the ugly fruit. And let me tell you, if you've ever had a green orange, they're so much better than the oranges. When I lived in Florida, we had a local grocery store and it sold like local produce. And we would get green oranges every so often. They're thinner skin and they were absolutely amazing. So juicy, so delicious. Anyways, I'm off on a rant about that. But your Kroger's, your Safeways, your Publix, your Meijer, your Jewel, they're not going to be selling green oranges. They're going to sell oranges because that's what looks best. Even if it's not what tastes best, that's what they're going to sell. Everything has to look perfect and be perfect in a grocery store. So because of that, they're going to throw out a lot of food. And we can't prevent that. But what we can do is prevent the food that's in our fridge, the food that's in our pantry from going bad and being wasted. So First in, first out is today's tip. If you like hearing my tips for frugal living and want to learn more, please hit like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.